The National Defence Statement said that, and I quote, "A large-scale conventional and non-conventional military build-up without strategic reassurance is contributing to the most challenging circumstances in our region for decades." And the Defence Strategic Review observed, and I quote, "As a consequence, for the first time in 80 years, we must go back to fundamentals, to take a first principles approach as to how we manage and seek to avoid the highest level of strategic risk we now face as a nation, the prospect of major conflict in the region that directly threatens our national interest." The most complex strategic circumstances since the end of World War II has demanded the biggest reassessment of our strategic posture in 35 years. Foundational thinking about the fundamental task of the Australian Defence Force and what kind of an ADF we need to perform it. Over the last few decades, the ADF has been a balanced force, capable of undertaking a broad range of functions in a broad range of environments, be it participating in a multinational effort in Afghanistan led by others, through to leading regional missions ourselves in Timor-Leste or Solomon Islands. The essential thesis of the Defence Strategic Review demanded a shift from this balanced force to a focused force. There is now one job at hand: transforming our future capability such that Australia can resist coercion and maintain our way of life in a much less certain region and world. The ADF needs to be entirely focused on this. Now, of course, Australia is part of a larger world. The strategic landscape in the Indo-Pacific is intimately connected with the success of Ukraine in its efforts to resist Russian aggression. A threat to the freedom of navigation in the Red Sea is a threat to the freedom of navigation in the South China Sea. It is important that Australia plays its global part, and we are, and we will continue to do so. But equally, the call for focus means that we simply have to make the difficult decision to keep the vast bulk of our effort in our region. That is what the world would expect of us. It is what our ally, the United States, does expect of us. But far more significantly and importantly, it is where our national interest unambiguously lies. Indeed, to make any other call would be to ignore the Defence Strategic Review at the first juncture, and for Australia not to be taken seriously. Our nation has a growing economic connection to the world. Trade is an increasing part of our national income. In 1990, trade represented 32% of our GDP. By 2020, that had risen to 45% of our GDP.